What's up, Yankee Jeff here with another video. I wanted to jump back in tonight with It's Not Your Fault, my recovery channel. I am enraptured by this Soft White Underbelly channel. The gentleman who does this video is this channel. Please check him out. His name is Mark Leda. The name of this channel is called Soft White Underbelly. The guy's amazing. His interviewing style is wonderful because he lets the addict or alcoholic just tell their story. Everyone has a story. Everyone has how they got where they got. And Mark just lets the people tell their story. So give these people the respect that they deserve. People don't choose this path. It just it's either hereditary or an event happens in their life. Maybe they chose the first time to use, but after that, something in their brain that may not affect somebody like you, where you can just go ahead and have one drink and you put it down. Some people don't have that ability. It's a different chemical makeup in their brain. Yeah, a lot of it's mental, a lot of it's hereditary, but it is a disease and it should be treated as such. So this video tonight is about a gentleman named Josh who is a fentanyl addict. So let's listen to see how his story goes. Like, subscribe, comment. If you could, please get the content up where it belongs. The more people that view the channel, more people subscribe, YouTube will push this information out to more people will get the help they deserve. So that being said, like, subscribe, beep, bop, boo. Let's get into it.
Joshua.
Yes.
Joshua, where'd you grow up? Where are you from?
I grew up on 5700 block, Michigan, in South St. Louis, Missouri.
Tell me about your family.
My mom is a opiate, meth, coke addict. My dad is the first leader of the Aryan Brotherhood chapter of St. Louis. And for St. Louis and Farmington, which is St. Francis County. My dad has 20 kids. My mom has 3. My grandparents raised me, for about 10 years. Then my dad's half-black son, their family adopted me because I was being neglected and abused. So
your dad is the head of the Aryan Brotherhood.
Yes, first chief.
But he has a half-black son.
Yeah, because he raped a black woman. And yeah, that's because they don't like black people, and that's was the repercussion of some black man did something to somebody, and that's what they chose to do. And it's fucked up. He spent 2 years in prison for it.
How would you describe your childhood?
When I was growing up, like when I was an infant, my dad had a meth lab, and I was living with it. My dad and my mom. My dad had a meth lab, an anhydrous meth lab, and I got fed like maybe once a week by them. And so I was like, whenever I was 3 months, I was 16 pounds. And I was supposed to be like 25 or 30 or something around there. And so my family would come over and see a McDonald's, like 3 McDonald's fries on the tray that had been there moldy for a week that I was eating. And my dad would, if I didn't eat fast enough, would take my food away, which has grown into, for my entire life so far, when I eat in less than 5 minutes. Anything. I have a full plate of food stacked. Less than 5 minutes, it's gone. Because I feel like my food's going to be taken away, and it's just stuck in my head, it's imprinted. And then my grandparents, they absolutely hated me. They said that I was a problem child, and they threatened to take me to the orphanage and whatever. Not because my dad, whenever I was 6 months old.
What kind of chance does this guy have? I mean, from birth, he was just pushed behind the 8 ball. People look down on addicts and alcoholics and they go, they're the scum of society. They didn't choose this. A lot of times it was a path chosen for them from a very young age. Not everyone's like that. I get that. I realize that. But, have some compassion. That's all I got to say.
Months old, around there. His meth lab got busted in, and he shot the cop in the head with a shotgun, and now he served 20 years, and he got out when I was 20 years old. And when he got out, he's still the biggest asshole in the world, and told me that, you know, he loves me, but he can't fuck with me. But he'll protect me and help me with whatever I need, but he can't fuck with me. So I've only hung out with my dad probably like 6 times in my entire life.
So he was in prison for most of your childhood.
All my childhood.
Who took you to school or did stuff like that?
The Aryan Brotherhood members that he would send or take me to school, drop me off. If I got bullied a lot because, you know, I had separation issues from not having a mom, not having a dad. My mom was in prison. My dad was in prison. My mom was in and out. My mom prostituted whatever she could do to make whatever money, sugar daddies. My dad, you know, the only thing I ever got from him throughout my whole childhood while he was locked up was a Nintendo 64 Pikachu edition. I remember he had got me Donkey Kong. And 25 Aryan Brotherhood members came over to give it to me, and they sat outside at my grandparents without their permission, getting told to leave, singing Christmas carols. So you see a bunch of grown men singing Christmas carols out to my grandparents, and that was not my grandparents' style, but it was funny.
What do the Aryan Brotherhood members kind of get into? What is it?
What do they do? They are the largest producers of methamphetamine in the United States, and like all the routes, you know, Route 66 being the biggest trade route. You know, St. Louis is not where the meth is made, as people like to believe it is. It's what we call Jefferson County, which is Arnold, Fenton, Hillsborough, which is a country, I guess, you know, country farmland. And they make, like when I pulled up freezers with my dad of crystal meth, we pull out one freezer was 400 pounds of crystal, and that made my dad $2.2 million usually. Like one freezer, but got 2.2, and he's still how should I say this? Allegedly does it today.
And so where is your adult life taking you?
I met my wife when I was 22. Her name's Kate. She has her issues as well. Like, you know, she got molested by her dad, you know, stuff like that. So she has, you know, issues with men. And my dad and my mom and my grandparents didn't like her. My dad threatened to have her killed and whatever. And I like try to prevent that. And so I, you know, my wife was on fentanyl for 6 years at the time. I had never did Fetty. I only did crystal. And I drove her to go pick it up one night, and we got T-boned by a police officer, which you guys can look up on the news. I blew a light. The light was yellow. I was trying to get past it. My dad had bought me an '01 Ford F-150 Harley Davidson edition with a spoiler, the hood scoop, supercharged. And I thought my truck was fast enough, and the police officer that was driving was going 80 miles an hour and hit us on my side. We rolled 7 times. I broke all my ribs, as can be seen. They're all going inwards instead of being, you know, normal place would be out about there. They're all inwards, and they all move. They all can dislocate. And, you know, they got broken out here when I hit the steel pole, and then I got stabbed out here. So I've been shot twice. Been shot right here. I've been shot in the back of my head. And then, but back to the car accident. I never been knocked out. Nobody's ever been man enough to knock me out, is the way I like to put it. But during the car accident, the only reason my wife survived it was I grabbed her by her hair and pulled her to me, because the way that she was going was the car hit from my side, so her head jerked this way, and her window hit the concrete first. So I would have slammed her head into the concrete because she wasn't wearing her seatbelt, and I was not either. And my gun flew and hit her in the head and knocked her out and went out the window. I had a Taurus, a G3 Millennium, and it laid her ass out. I felt bad, but that's probably really also what saved her from being freaked out. It hit her so hard it knocked her shoes off her feet. And yeah, then I started using fentanyl because the hospital, because I did crystal, wouldn't give me no opiates. And I laid in the floor crying for 3 days before I told my wife to get a syringe and fill it up. I never use needles. And they hit me with it so that I could feel better. It's the only thing that took away the pain. And it still is.
You've been addicted to fentanyl ever since.
I quit when I came out here. I came out here first before my wife for 2 months. I came out here August 28th, and she came out here October 9th. And I got off Fetty, but then somebody snuck up behind me and re-broke my ribs with a steel pole. And because they thought I was trying to get with their woman. I am loyal to my wife. I've never cheated on her ever. You know, I can't say the same for her, but I forgive her. She's, she has her issues. Nobody's perfect. And, it is what it is. Still it ain't. You can't dwell on somebody's mistakes. You gotta dwell on what makes them who they are as an individual. And her as an individual she's the sweetest, most beautiful, kindest woman that I've ever met. Like right now she's mad at me, but she's still, why she's mad at me? I slept on her lap. She sat up and let me sleep on her lap, so I had a cushion last night because I hadn't slept for 2 days. And she rubbed my head till I fell asleep, and she stayed awake to watch her stuff. And
my cord, honey.
I really can't thank her enough for everything she has done for me. Because she has, when we didn't have money for dope, she's prostituted herself. Which, that hurts. Because I should be able to support her.
This kid, my God, my heart breaks for him. It really does. He's just been through it. He's been through it. Every time he has something in his life, that person seems like they betray him or let him down. Everyone, like I said in previous videos, everyone's got stuff. Everyone in life has got stuff. Go easy on people. Don't be so quick to point out everyone else's faults and deficiencies. Clean up your own backyard first. There's no one perfect. There's only been one perfect person ever, and he died for our sins. So let's just stop with the accusations and the comments about those disgusting addicts and alcoholics. They're fighting a battle. It is a disease. They're fighting a disease. 100,000 people this year will die of opioid overdose. 100,000 people. So let's be a little bit more patient with people. Let's just try and give them the support they need. And by God, all means, say a prayer. Say a prayer for the prayerless.
Hopefully things will get better.
Where are you guys staying now?
On the streets. By MacArthur Park. That's the only place we got. Sorry about that, bro. We had a place when we first got here with one of my GD gang members, and he lost his place because he let me stay there. And we tried to leave to go stay on the street so many times, and he said, they kick me out, but he's like, until I'm out, you guys aren't out. And it's been rough, but we're trying to make it through it. I'm a certified auto mechanic. I went, schooling, and I moved to LA for a fresh start to get me and my lady away from all the drama and bullshit. We weren't homeless in St. Louis, but my family didn't like her, and we came out here, had a place to stay, that got shot down. She has a felony warrant in Illinois, and they won't extradite her from here. So that's why we can't go back. Because if she goes to prison, I don't know what I would do. That's my best friend. That's my everything.
He's trapped.
Like I would die for her. I would take her to prison for her. And I don't know. If one thing I tell everybody is, you guys stay stronger than the other people around you, because nobody's going to be your support except for your significant other. And I have fucked up, and me and her have gotten into fights, and I've sadly, I pulled her hair, I've smacked her, and I regret it. It hurts. It bothers me that I've done it. And I apologize to her consistently, because she didn't deserve that. Regardless, she hit me first, but I'm a grown ass man. I should be able to step away. But LA will tear your relationships apart. So if anybody comes out here, man, you and your significant other, you guys are who you got. What people are going to try to tear y'all apart, don't believe them. They're lying to you. Any more questions, buddy?
Do you have any friends?
Do I have any friends?
Other than your wife, do you have any friends?
The one, what's his name? I'm bad with names. Billy. One of your people. He's more of an acquaintance and a friend still, but he's been good to me, and my only friend's been my wife. She's the only one that has my back, and that's what a friend is. Somebody who takes care of you and watches your back, make sure you don't get fucked over, or make sure that you're not upset or sad. And I hope that me and her last forever, because if she ever chooses to be done with me, I don't think I'm gonna live much longer after that, because she's everything to me.
Is that your biggest fear?
It's my only fear. I'm not scared of anything, buddy. I'm not scared of God. I'm scared of losing her.
Your chaotic childhood, is that what you'd point a finger at for all the crazy twists and turns your life has taken?
I can't say that, because we all have free will. It definitely influenced it. It definitely put a strain. It makes me more aggressive, and it takes a toll. Not having a dad for most of my life, and then him pop in and basically turn to where you do this, and you have to do it, because the first time I told him no, he broke my nose and shattered my teeth. That's not from drugs, that's from my dad. And he told me to suck it up, buttercup. And that's what I did.
Do you feel like life is unfair?
Life isn't supposed to be fair. I think everybody should have an equal chance, though. I don't wish the parents being gang members on anybody. Nobody. I'm a gang member myself. My gang, as a gangster disciple, we loyalty, love, respect, wisdom, knowledge. Those are the main traits and understanding. Like, we don't believe in hurting children or hurting your children or even hurting the process. Well, me putting my hands on my wife, that's against our code.
This is a highly intelligent individual. He is a certified auto mechanic, which obviously, you know, is not very easy to do. My heart breaks for this guy. It really does. You know, when I say a prayer for the prayerless, no one's praying for this guy. No one's saying prayers for this guy. He still has a firm belief in God. He knows free will exists. He knows he made his own choices. But by all means, when you go to bed tonight or sometime today, when you maybe watch this video, hopefully, lower your head and say a prayer for a person like Josh. Every person in his life has betrayed him or done him wrong, and he feels like he's not going to live much longer. You know, there's a reason why people try and numb themselves and deaden the pain. You just heard this man's pain. You heard it. I hope he does okay. I hope he makes it. Again, I have to comment on the interviewers for Soft White Underbelly. He just lets the people tell their story because they're the focal point, not him. You never see him on camera. He just lets the people talk and tell their story because that's what they're there for. And I so appreciate it about them. He's an amazing individual, and he gives these people opportunity to share their story that hopefully maybe may change someone else's path or direction. Thank you, Josh, and thank you, Mark, for a great interview. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. Please, like I said, say a prayer for the prayerless, people like Josh. Say a prayer for Mark also, because I have to believe that he takes this home with him every night. He takes these stories home with him every night. They got to be very, very difficult. So, Jeff, with It's Not Your Fault, Yankee Jeff, some more t-shirt therapy. Please tune in again, like and subscribe, leave a comment, and by all means, keep coming back. It works if you work it. Let it begin with who? You. God bless you. Have a good evening.